So I've been trying to get over this narcissism. I've faced it all my life with everybody that I've been involved with. Everybody I know has more narcissism than I can deal with. My husband killed himself, and he would parade me in front of his friends like I was his own blow-up doll. Look at what I can do. I had a wife, I had a son, and I killed myself. I didn't mean to, and then my parents were so narcissistic they decided to leave me alone with my leave my son alone with his brain damaged mother for 5 years and not give two shits about him. You think about that. When you can have two 80-year-olds that can't even be involved with their own grandson's life because one of the things he said to me when he left, when his son killed himself, was, "Too bad. I'm never going to help you again as long as I live." And that's exactly what he did. He took me to court to try and prove it. They called me on the cops yesterday. "Oh, well, you know about this EPO. You mean the illegal EPO with my son when I had custody of him? Oh, you knew about it?" I knew it was illegal." "Well, you're fucking with Dave Harris, and he was a math teacher, and he's a Burbank Kiwanis, and they support us Burbank boys in blue because we've got no dicks. We have to put Catherine Clay in Linwood jail." So, back to supply. When you are a mother, you are expected to do this, that, and the other for a child without thinking about yourself. You're supposed to give everything that you have to that relationship, and when you do, and that relationship isn't enough, what else can you do? You did everything you could. I'm sorry I wasn't right for you. I'm so sorry I only slept with 2 guys that you complained to DCSF on me in 5 years. I'm sorry you never knew the pain of what it was like to have men circle through my life. So I could stay true to your day, because the only 2 times that you didn't like what I did, you reported me. The other 2 times you didn't. Oh well, there's 4 times. Too bad you didn't know about all those other boys I slept with that I kept private from you, because why should I share my sex life with you completely? I was trying to teach you things about life, and you did not want to hear it. You did not want to know that you were being groomed, and you still are. Too bad you think I'm the enemy and not that piece of shit that you're fucking with all the time. Too bad you think that that bitch is the one that's going to carry you into all your relationships that are going to color your life for the rest of your life. That's what it's like. That's what those narcissists do to color your life. And since your daddy killed himself, that is one of the most narcissistic things you can do. I know I fell into my own pool of narcissism. Concerning you, concerning those fucking old people that you are friends with, you're flying monkeys, you're fucked up people that have no place in your life. But too bad you can't see it that way. Too bad you didn't trust your own mother. Too bad you didn't trust her as an artist. Too bad we didn't go to the Gallery Girls more often, because you wouldn't get off your computer. You wouldn't get off your computer and play with your mother. You didn't want me to put on makeup. You didn't want me to do art with you. You didn't want me to participate in your life at all because you're a rotten, spoiled teenager who gets whatever he wants because he's a white male. White male that almost died not in my arms, but right there. You know, when you get that phone call from the NICU saying, hey, if you don't show up, you're never going to see your son again. You know, that's a fucking A moment right there. That's a gun-holding moment where you realize, oh, I've gotten this phone call before. I know what that's like. I guess you do too. You do too, boy. You do too. Oh, mommy's having surgery on Monday. Monday? I'm going through trauma. I'm going through something I don't know how to deal with because there's nobody else on the planet that I'm trying to associate with that understands what this kind of trauma bond is all about because my mother is ill. She can't help it. She made sure I wasn't ill when I was born. She went to a geneticist. She made sure that all her ducks were lined up in a row before I even got on the goddamn planet. She had my placenta saved. She made sure that she got her scientific shit together before my dad didn't even do that stuff because he was blonde to the root and killed himself on top of my mother. And now I have nothing to do with my mother because I'm scummy. I got taught how to be a scummy piece of shit by my scummy piece of shit grandfather who was a killer in Vietnam and could never admit it to anybody. Not one fucking a single soul did he even want knowing that he was a nun. You never saw a non t-shirt on a head on that fucker's head. Oh no, I got all my hair, let me show it off. I gotta be that cocksucker. Yes, I noticed you fucking preen. I had to watch your narcissistic asshole. I had to just show up. I didn't have to do anything to make myself look good because I looked good in the eyes of your son. And he's all that mattered to me. You sure as fuck didn't, and you know that. You know you were a no good grandfather. You used me up until the moment I had that boy, and then you discarded me like I was nobody's business. That's malignant narcissism. That's the worst kind of narcissism you can get on the planet, is having that parent alienation syndrome, that child alienation syndrome, and that's exactly what I'm suing those fuckers for. Child alienation syndrome because they did it to 2 children. They did it to their own daughter-in-law after their son killed himself. After he almost killed me 5 times. And you sat there and watched that scummy asshole almost kill me. You looked at him when I was going through an MS relapse and said, she doesn't look so good. You know what your fucking scummy asshole son did? He came, laid me down at home. I only got up to pee. I didn't get up to eat for 3 goddamn days. I felt like the predator was ripping my goddamn spinal cord out for 3 goddamn days. I could not move. And that asshole couldn't even call my neurologist. He was so sorry after you told him to. After you told him to. Sir. Yeah, killer. Yeah, killer. Sometimes you gotta accept exactly who you are because your son wouldn't be dead from your decision not to run away from the government when they put a big old stamp on your goddamn head that said Vietnam vet. I know. When I went to Moscow, I was like walking around going, everybody knows I'm American. She goes, what, you think you got an American tattooed on your head? You think everybody knows you're a big old Vietnam pussy? I don't know. I'm pretty sure most of them can figure it the fuck out. Too bad they don't know about your wife being a tomb monster. Some of us are born being able to give birth to children. Luckily, others of us weren't. Too bad I did not use tampons all the time, so I had endometriosis so bad it destroyed my reproductive system by the time I was 30. I know I went to high school with girls who had to have in vitro fertilization because they wanted them children that bad. They wanted to know what it was like to have the pleasures of being a mommy, only they didn't know what malignant narcissism was all about. They didn't know that we didn't have to be malignant narcissist mommies because we were supposed to have husbands that were supposed to be there to take care of them little spoiled, rotten brats. Too bad, too bad. Women have to be seen as nothing but big old mummies. Oh, look, is she a MILF or not? Or is she just an ILF?
I don't get it.
I like to fuck. ILF, MILF, or GILF. That's how you see women.
Your son is missing and I wanted to help.
How else can you look at tits and ass? Oh, there's a saggy titty bitch right there. There's that saggy titty bitch right there. I know she's around here somewhere. I've been looking for her. She hasn't been wearing her depends. She pissed all over the bed this week. Yes, I did, because I don't like to wear depends every day to be reminded that I'm an old, fat, saggy titty bitch that needs depends and lost her walker. Too bad there has to be bitches like me on the goddamn planet with little bastards who have no appreciation for the life their mother gave up for them. Too bad, too bad, too bad I fulfilled the lifelong dream of a bastard who killed himself in front of me right here. At least the best thing that asshole ever said was I love you right before he rolled over and died. This is what you get for leaving me alone, boy. This is how fucked up your mother's gotten because you won't even talk to her because you let some fat fucking cunt who needs to breastfeed his children named Alexi Burgess at Alcove. Oh, look at that malignant narcissism. Don't point out who the fucking pieces of shit, the biggest fucking pieces of shit on the planet are, so that other people won't see him coming a mile goddamn away. Let's not talk about what Marilyn Manson did. Let him do it to a bunch more women. Let him fuck up as many women as he possibly can because he's Marilyn Manson. That's how stupid you are as human beings. You don't see it because you can't smell your own shit. If you were shitting in a hole like they do in Russia, you would smell your own shit. I know when I went to MGU and I was at the Moscow Mall, and we were walking around, I went into that bathroom and I was like, oh my God, does everybody smell this fresh? Oh, I came out of that bathroom a changed woman. I was no longer American, I was an animal. I knew what it was like to piss and shit in a hole after that. Too bad I shit on myself because I was not taught how to do that kind of stuff growing up. That's why my sister, when she said, oh, I've shit and pissed in a barn, I laughed. I waited for her at Peterhof because I have a feeling it's older than what they had in Moscow. I have a feeling Peter Hoff's been around since old Peter the Great could do that and Cassius Clay could walk around. That's why I wanted to introduce her to Peter Hoff.
Anyway, what about you?
Anyway, she did not want to use the bathroom on the hydrofoil. I told her that because it was disgusting.
Years ago.
This was before Febreze, and remember, Febreze is for not. Apparently, it's not in enough cleaning products today because it should be in those cleaning products so you do not get sick to your stomach. But they didn't use those kinds of shit in Russia. No. That bitch came out of that bathroom a changed woman. One of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen. Next to when we were eating this good food. And it did not taste like GMOs. Let me tell you. We were eating it and she said, "Oh, this is good. What is in it?" I said, "I don't know. Human?" I didn't know. I couldn't read Russian to save my life. I could only speak it. And I'm glad I could speak it because I can read some of it, but it's hard to read. And boy, I'm glad Voice to Text finally, when they could do Russian, I was really happy. It's the small things in life. Когда ты можешь говорить по-русски со мной. When you can entertain yourself in Russian in a different language. It's something. It's epic. It's Pushkin. It's unlike anything on this planet. It's going to be a slow release, but it's going to be a long one. It's going to end in somebody listening to Swahili and her book being read to her in Swahili. Look at that, look at that. Maybe that Evan will be around, maybe she won't. Maybe she'll still be part of that industry where she thinks she belongs. Too bad, she's never been set free. She doesn't know what it's like to be a free bird. I knew what I was like going into that cage. I knew what it was like because I saw it happen to my mother. Even after I'd been in 15 countries, most of them by myself. At least 11 by myself. Take that back. 9 by myself. Still, that was 9 alone. And when you're able to develop your mind and see beauty, go to museums and get out your goddamn phone. I've never been to the Eiffel Tower. I've never been to Champs de Lyon. I've never seen those things because I didn't want to. I didn't want to waste my time being a typical goddamn American. Because some of you make me so violently ill, I had to be on fentanyl just to be around you for 17 fucking years, apparently. That's how toxic you were to me. You didn't help me. You never wanted to help your own daughter-in-law. That's how low you were. You wouldn't make any phone calls for her. You didn't want her to be a part of your life. She embarrassed you because she did not know any better. Oh well, look at you and all your Burbank boys in blue who can suck a dick, who cannot say that that EPO was valid because they did not have custody of my son. Suck a dick, all of you. Fucking A, y'all can suck your own dicks because that's what I said to keep. I did not keep my right to remain silent. I talked about how those little boys had little dicks that wanted little clitorises and how they wanted to stick them up each other's ass. And boy, they didn't think about that before, they did after. because they could not even take me to the hospital like they said they would. Instead, they didn't let me be arraigned. And that was illegal. That was illegal. I know. Because my dad is a criminal defense attorney, you dumb fucks. God damn, you're stupid. When all I had to do to pass the LSAT was roll out of bed, I knew I had two choices. Yes or no to law school. Guess which one I chose to be a writer? That's right. I loaded my guns up with them writing abilities in this pussy. Just like my dad said. If I had one of them, I'd use it to no avail, and that drill sergeant knew how to raise a warrior pussy. That's for damn sure. Somebody who knew how to use her pussy for the good of mankind. Somebody who used these two Richard Pryor fingers to get some shit done. Because somebody had to do it. I hate that people don't accept me for my skanky pussy self. It's sad that you can think more about an industry than worrying about somebody who can love you the rest of your skanky pussy life. What would I rather have? My skanky pussy industry or my skanky pussy wife? I don't know. I guess your skanky pussy career that you've been working your skanky pussy life for all them years since you was 13 years old. That's so disgusting. I hated it when my sister was raped and my dad did nothing. And then he turned around and sucked every woman's cunt that came around the bend. That's how low my dad was. And he still hasn't helped his own daughter. His own daughter, who's the mother of his dynasty. She was the son he was looking for. It certainly wasn't that piece of shit named Thomas Eugene Clay Jr. Too bad he's a narcissistic prick, because I've been getting my education on narcissism. My mother told me he was a narcissist back when we were teenagers. And when she left me, I understood that he was the weakest link. And he needed all the help he could get because he could not do it on his own. That's how low you dumb fucking women will let your boys be raised and think that they are better human beings because they have an overgrown clitoris that doesn't work when it's hard because their brains quit working. Surprise, I know, I've got a son. I've seen his brain quit working over somebody that's been grooming him since he was 11 years old. Fuck you, Mom. Fuck you, bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. You didn't take a sex crimes class. Neither did my grandparents, who are too fucking stupid and still let me play with that pedophile. Too bad they don't know what's really going on. Too bad. Oh, Mommy, it's not like that. Yes, it is. Wait until you're alone. Wait until you're trying to figure out why can't I get my mother's love because you were mean. You were hateful. You had choices to make. There are only two choices in life. Yes or no. And you chose to say no all the time. You chose to be that toxic individual. Just like that fucking toxic waste dump I saw with Dick Hoagland and all those, that's where Vladimir Putin put all them American diplomats right next to that toxic dump in Moscow, and you tried to equate me to that. Surprise, it's your grandparents. It's those people that you thought were giving you better metrics. Surprise, they don't know what they're doing. They haven't been around the world. They haven't even tried. Your grandparents did. Not that fucking Heather bitch that kidnapped you, that made me lose my shit. And then you try and take me to DCSF and say, look at that, because your grandfather said, oh, I text you, let you know how he's doing, and then you let go. You just let go because you knew you could, because you knew you could quit, because you knew you could give up on her. Look what I did for 5 years. I left her alone with her son, and I fucked them up really good. And now I'm fucking them up even worse because I'm a dumb fucking woman who can't use my moves for anything because I didn't feed my grandson. If I had fed my grandson and gotten that hard on from feeding him, from just looking at him feeding off of my body, things would be different. And I would not be treating the mother who did that for him like she was a goddamn parasite instead of the one she was carrying in her womb. Fuck you all. You want to be like that? That's how you get to be. I'm so sorry that this malignant narcissist has to figure this shit out in her own head, in her own way, in her own time, so that you dumb fucks can get it through your head that you're all a bunch of slaves. You're all slaves. And you don't see it. You don't see it because you're shitting in a toilet. And you can't shit in a hole like they even do in Taiwan because you don't know what it's like. That, and in Moscow they have these ledges on their toilets. That's really fucking gross, especially when you fill that toilet full of shit. I know, because I would be backed up for days, and then I'd have to shit, and it would hit my ass. It was so nasty. That fucking toilet was so gross. You don't know what it's like to smell your own shit. That ledge did not have any water holding that smell of that shit. So I got a good whiff of it all the time. That's why I could sit next to my caregiver and have her shit in my toilet where it went into water, because I didn't have to smell it as bad as the fumes coming out of her asshole. That methane gas. You all do not know the smell of your own shit because you haven't traveled. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like not to get your dick hard until you can't get the goddamn dick hard, and look what you got. You certainly don't have a Catherine Elizabeth Clay with her pussy lips on your face. Her pussy lips stroking your ego. Oh well, she's gonna be looking for her own supply. Because that's what she's got to do. She's got to get some deep dick action from somebody. Because she is going mad with desire for herself. Because that's all she's got at the end of the day. That and wanting to do some stand-up comedy and make fun of malignant narcissism and how being a mother is the worst form of malignant narcissism on the planet. Because you can't talk about your pussy once you are a mother. Oh my God, I don't want to know about those things about my own fucking mother and my dad. Fuck them both. They're crazy skanky whores. Oh well. Look the crazy skanky hoes you came out of. Look at the crazy skanky hoes you living with. That sucks. I'd hate to be grounded like that without a license. My mother wanted to give me my license and I wouldn't even take her up on it. Oh, my grandfather's gonna know where I am. Everybody's gonna know what I'm doing, 'cause I can't be around my mommy. She mean to me. She mean to me because my daddy taught her how to behave and taught me how to behave, and I was too young, dumb, and full of cum to try and understand that grooming pedophile has fucked me up for a long time because I don't think I need my mother. Surprise, surprise. Surprise! I sent you some forms from the holistic psychologist yesterday that told you exactly from your Pornhub account. Thank God you left it on my phone so I could send you a nice little message so your grandparents could monitor your email and see that that was the asshole that wanted to have his Pornhub. Don't worry, your grandfather got all excited to know that you were normal. Not as normal as when he starts looking at all your girlfriends that you bring over and he wants to fuck because he's lost his supply and he's sick of thinking about fucking his own wife. That's why he's got to have your little girlfriends around. That's how sick he was. He thought about fucking Gabriella. Too bad he didn't think about fucking his own daughter-in-law. Thank God he never thought about that. Thank God he had to be one of those stupid assholes who liked skinny women and did not know the joys of eating. Too bad, too bad. Too bad, too bad. Too bad I gotta carry that little asshole around with me no matter where I go. 'Cause he's my little asshole, and I told him when he was 3 years old, I'm gonna strap you on my back and we're gonna run through life like hell. Oh well, I guess there ain't no Jimmy Kimmel in your future. I guess I'm going to New York City by myself again. Again, with my best friend Samantha. Maybe she'll meet me, but I doubt it, 'cause she gets overwhelmed and over-sensationalized because she's got a brain tumor. Unlike my son, who I have no sympathy for, but I have a lot more sympathy for my daughter because I never wanted to be a mother, but Josh Harris changed my mind. And look at the malignant narcissism that I am living through on a daily basis because I was discarded. Wait till you're discarded. Wait until you know what it feels like. Wait until you know when you don't have a mother or grandparents to go home to talk about what just happened to you and how you just got involved with one of the worst narcissists on the planet and you didn't understand it until you were knee-deep in all that bullshit. That cesspool of Burbank, and then you're getting ghosted. And you're ghosted. You don't feel good about yourself because, oh, look, it was my mommy's fault that fat fucking cunt put these candy bars in front of my face every goddamn day. Not my mommy's fault. It was my mommy's fault. She's the one that put that shit in front of my face so that I felt good about myself for the first time when I left her. And then I never felt good about myself again. I know. I've been thin. I've been fat. The only time I was really thin was when I was nursing you and I got all that fat off my ass. That was nice. Too bad I'm never going to nurse another child again. I don't even want to be around children. That's how much I hate them right now. That's how sad it is. I certainly don't want to see any grandchildren until they are teenagers and making your life a living fucking hell, you little cocksucker.